Mr. Date? So you must know Mr. Date too, Genny?
I've known him for a long time. We're so close that we're in each other's buttholes. God of Energy, Inti Pakada Max! Or is it Pachaka Max? Step on it! On what? The gas! The gas! The gas? Okay. Turn it on.
Who's mommy's good little boy?
I need to stop. So he's working for the Naixatloz, and Nax is actually an organization using freaking technology and AI? Well, that's cool. I guess I'm glad, like, they're, like, using, like, their things from, like, the story build. So, like, the whole story of the first one isn't just some, you know, bullshit anymore. Also, what the fuck did that say? It said, like, Nax Japan or some shit? What the fuck do I give her? Excuse me? Hoochie? Is she the one that made the video? She's kind of like wearing the same voice or like the clothing, or maybe that's just like the whole. I guess this is like Naixatloz's organization HQ. I guess. And I'm guessing they just let us storm the building. What should I give her though? Tokiko.
Welcome. I'm the president of the Japanese Naixatloz branch, Tokiko Shigure.
I apologize for visiting so late at night. I'm from the Metropolitan Police Department.
Mr. Ryuki, is it? Mamoru, my secretary, has already informed me. I hear you come to ask about Jin Furei's murder.
This is the president's office on the top floor of the building, containing the Japanese branch of Naixatloz, commonly known as Nax. When I synced with Chikara earlier, Tama and I saw something in his somnium. Someone that looked like they were a Nax was making the Bats 490 video. And that's why we ended up here. We came to the president's office to talk to the top level of Nax. Well, goddamn, like, they're just making it sound like they were always fucking real.
Why would they make something like this indoors?
Who knows? I mean, it's pretty. I like it. I like the pizzazz. Big window. It's a window, but I can't even see anything. It's just nothingness. Wait. There's a glass doll.
That's the noble X, the symbol of Nax. Nobolo means consisting of 9. You know how there's single, double, triple? Nobolo is the 9th.
So, am I saying that, or non-nupal? It's non-nupal, right? So non-nupal X means 9 X's.
Seems so. Did you know Naixatloz is derived from 9X at Lozenge? 9X at Lozenge. Lozenge referring to a diamond shape. In other words, Naixatloz means the 9 X's of the diamond.
It's the Nax symbol, apparently called Nonupal X. Why does everyone's security look the fucking same, too? Wait, I can wink sync with him? It was the heat of a moment thing, but I ended up quitting my job. I don't regret punching that scumbag, but... What am I gonna do now? I've got 10 children to think about. What? A job? With the conditions I requested? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do anything, as long as it's not illegal. And now he works for Naixatloz. Interesting. How did you end up here? I had a very hard time finding this place. After all, Nax is a secret organization hidden from the public.
It's a good thing Boss just happened to know someone who knew this location. Otherwise, we would have been out of luck.
Even after I got inside the building, it wasn't easy. The guards, the security gates. If I hadn't met Mamoru at the entrance, I probably wouldn't have even made it to the office. I know about Abyss, and I know it's trustworthy. That's why I let you through to talk to the president. About Nax. Anyway, I was surprised. I had heard of Nax, the secret organization, but I thought it was just an urban legend. I can't believe it actually exists.
Yes, there have been all sorts of gossip about us. Some claim we were a secret organization of Satanists, or that we had something to do with the sequence of binary code that came from space. But it's all nonsense, made-up stories that became more and more embellished as they were passed on. Rumors are quite a terrifying thing. Nax is a perfectly legitimate ideological society. Our headquarters are located in New York, with many branches in the city throughout the world. This is one such branch.
Nax is an ideological society?
This is a common misconception, but Nax is not a religious organization. We are a group of like-minded individuals who act together based on a certain understanding of the universe.
And that is?
The simulation theory. Have you heard of it? That the world is an artificial simulation of reality created by someone or something. That's the theory.
You're saying everything in the world we're living isn't real?
Yes, it's a false world constructed with specific rules by a program. And if it is made by a program, there must by necessity be imperfections, edges, or seams. To find these seams, or to create them, is our objective.
Why would you do that?
If you tear at the seam of a cloth, it will unravel, and a hole will be created. Thusly, we will tear the seams of the program until it is unraveled and its people are emancipated. That is our ultimate goal. This old hag has completely lost it.
How will you tear the seams of the world?
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur.
I don't understand.
You will. Someday. It is a prophecy. It will be fulfilled eventually.
Are you throwing up your gang signs now? She got Crip? Is that the Crip symbol? What is that?
It's a hand sign we use. It's meant to resemble the sign behind me.
Can you show me the hand sign again? This hand sign is supposed to be that symbol behind Tokiko. What were you doing around 6 a.m. on the 9th?
Judging by the way you asked that, I assume that's Jin's estimated time of death.
Well, yes.
I was in Okinawa from the 9th to the 8th. I had a seminar to attend to on the 9th and 10th. I returned to Tokyo late last night. I checked the logs for hotels and airports, her smartphone access points, and the security footage at each location. It's true that Tokiko was in Okinawa from the 8th to the 10th, so she has an alibi. As long as you presume Jin's body wasn't brought back with her from Okinawa.
About Bats 490.
Considering the facts that you are here, I assumed it would be pointless to hide it. Indeed, I had my subordinates create the video. Bats 490 was an ARG. It's just a game. But there was a high-level encryption hiding a message within. We've been seeking high IQ individuals with the capability to decode it. The purpose was to recruit them to Nax.
So this QR video was made for the same reason?
I'm aware of that video. I saw it on the news. However, it's completely unrelated to Nax. I assume someone made it with the intent to imitate Bats 490.
What do you think, Tama?
It's hard to say on that alone.
About Chikara.
Do you mean the man from the Hirodori Institute of Genetics?
So you do know him. I'm actually here because of a tip I got from him.
Chikara is under arrest?
No, he was just released earlier. We didn't have enough evidence to keep him detained.
I see.
About your relationship with Chikara.
Chikara is a former member of Nax, though he was that was over 20 years ago. When he left us, he became an avid believer in the Order of Percent.
Order of Percent?
It's an organization that split off from Nax. You could say they are a sect. The Order of Percent is a religious sect, whereas we are an ideological society. Despite our common roots, we are headed in completely different directions.
Then how did Chikara know about Nax, that Nax created Bats 490?
I wouldn't know about that. Perhaps he asked an acquaintance from Nax. By the way, would you mind if I asked you a question?
What is it?
Are you perhaps a Freyer?
Freyer?
Frey.
Frey. I thought I heard that somewhere before.
I'm asking this person within you.
What?
I will ask you one more time.
Are you
a Freyer?
a Freyer? Is this gonna drastically alter the story? No?
I see. Then I must have been mistaken.
What is a Freyer?
Frey.
Frey. Right. I remember now.
It was written on that sign.
Frey to free. Frey can mean fight, but it can also mean to wear out or tear.
Remember what Tokiko said. Her ultimate goal is to break down this world and emancipate its people.
Miss Shigure, are you sure Nax doesn't make the QR videos?
We did not.
But the word Frey was written on that sign in the QR code.
We of Nax are only involved in Bats 490, which we created half a year ago. We are not the ones who created the QR video. The word Frey being displayed on that sign must be a coincidence.
It can't just be a coincidence.
Oh, but it can. After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation, a false world created by a program. And such programs always have some glitches lurking under the surface. We call such glitches seams. Coincidences like this are a manifestation of such glitches, proof of imperfection, proof of seams. The appearance of Jin's corpse is also likely to be an example of such phenomenon.
What? You mean to tell me that he was caught up in the seams and that's how his body was split in different time zones? Or time periods?
Are you familiar with the Philadelphia experiment? It's a top secret military experiment that's said to have taken place in the American city of Philadelphia on October 28, 1943. A powerful electromagnetic wave was fired towards the USS Eldridge, a destroyer-class warship. Supposedly, the reason for doing this was to conceal the ship from showing up on radar. But as soon as the experiment began, something strange happened. The Eldridge was enshrouded in a greenish mist, then vanished. Afterwards, it appeared at the military port in Norfolk, nearly 200 miles away from the shipyard in Philadelphia. Sometime later, it reappeared in its original position again.
So you're saying it teleported?
Well, it's nothing but an urban legend, just an occult story with low credibility.
I relayed Tama's story directly to Tokiko.
Yes, exactly. However, the story doesn't end there. When the USS Eldridge returned to Philadelphia, there were several sailors on board. But some of them had melted like rotten banana, while others ended up with their bodies entirely burned and blackened. Others were said to have merged with the steel hull, their bodies having then become part of the ship. Does that sound familiar?
You mean Jin? Are you saying his right half teleported here?
It isn't impossible.
If a Sorry, I was drinking my brand name beverage and I'm gonna be a little gassy.
If a seam was torn, that is impossible.
Anything's possible. What the fuck is going on? Yoyagi Park, February 11th, Monday, 2205.
You like this park, don't you, Ryuki? I feel calm when I'm around nature. It's like I can feel the buzz inside me quieting down. Tama, what do you think about what Tokiko said earlier? Is something like teleportation really possible? Hey, come on. I told you that the Philadelphia experiment is just an urban legend.
How else can you explain what happened to Jin? We can't deny that his right half suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
Jeez. Then why don't we find out ourselves?
What do you mean? You want to go to the studio right now?
No need. Just close your eyes.
My eyes? Just do it! Okay. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday you said tomorrow, so just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! What the? Did we teleport here?
Are you serious?
We're in Studio Devada, aren't we?
It just seems that way. We're not actually there. Last night, I scanned every nook and cranny of the scene. What you're looking at now is what I replicated using the data.
Wow, it's like I'm actually there. The corpse looks so real.
Want me to put a mosaic over it?
Uncensored is fine.
Now, less digressing and more investigating. Your objective is to solve the mystery behind the sudden appearance of Jin's right half.
Alright, let's start looking around. Virtual reality activation. The VR allows you to walk around the scene and gather information. Tama's special vision mode, such as X-ray mode, can apply to everything. By changing the special mode, what you can inspect will change. Utilize this to find hidden information. Oh shit, we're actually like, oh, we get to like walk around. We're actually like investigating the place. Oh, that's so cool. I like this. I like this feature. Sweet. All right, nice. Does that mean I can still find like eyeballs and shit? Hey, Tama, did you put some eyeballs around here? I need those for drip. Probably not. All right. I guess should we just start with the? What is switch mode? Wow, I could switch to X-ray mode too.
That's because I've gathered all the data from the scene.
Oh shit. Oh, there's like mannequins back there. Interesting. All right. Well, let's first start with just like investigating. I wonder how deep the sign is embedded.
What do you want to do at times like these?
Right, the X-ray. Oh, maybe I am supposed to. The bottom part of the signboard is stuck pretty deep in there.
There's a bit of a curve at the tip, kind of like a man's you-know-what.
Couldn't you have compared it to like a fish hook or something?
Well, it won't come out easily. Whoever stuck it in probably didn't want it pulled out.
Of course not. A signboard wouldn't be the signboard would be useless unless it's standing.
It's useless unless it's standing?
Ugh, let's not go there.
No, that's not what I meant.
Simon was stuck in the corpse, so it's difficult to remove. What's this? There's something inside the body.
3 things catch my attention. First, a mixture of potassium chlorate, sulfur, and red phosphorus. This is probably a fire starter. It would ignite very easily. The fuse is coiled up and extends from there. By the way, the fuse includes an oxidizing agent, so it can continue to burn even inside the body. And finally, at the end of the fuse is a powder mixture of iron oxide and aluminum. This is a substance that causes a thermite reaction, which, when ignited, it creates heat over 3,000 degrees Celsius and burns violently.
Inside the corpse is fuel that goes off even at the slightest impact, a fuse, and a substance that causes the thermite reaction.
Like I mentioned yesterday, Jin's estimated time of death is 6 o'clock on February 9th. Based on the time his corpse appeared, it should be about 40 hours ago. Rigor mortis seems to be fading already. It's not completely gone yet, but the body has somewhat softened at a point. It should take more time to get to this stage if it's been on a rooftop in the winter. That's why I think the corpse was kept indoors, someplace warm.
Rigor mortis was already fading and the body had somewhat softened by the time it was found.
There's a big monitor here. Looks like this is so the performers can check how they look on screen.
It's a camera. The body was shown to the entire world through this camera. There's an electric kettle here.
Maybe it's for having tea during breaks?
Camera. It's monitored for checking yourself. It's a seat for the quiz show contestants. The Amabi TV logo on a huge monitor.
The questions for the quiz show up here too, huh?
It's a podium used for the quiz show's host. It's a set full of dazzling lights.
These aren't good for much other than show.
I can see on the back of the set. There are a bunch of mannequins here. Signboard stuck in the corpse is so difficult to remove. Anything else with the corpse? Inside the corpse is fuel, a fuse, and a substance that causes thermite reaction. It's a signboard.
Yeah.
What else do I need to do?
What's this?
Getting a better look at it, it looks like something tied to his waist. It's like a spider's thread. No, even thinner.
My analysis concludes that this is a CNT, or carbon nanotube. Graphene sheets with the thickness of a single carbon atom. These were rolled into a cylindrical shape to make these nanotubes. The diameter is about 0.4 nanometers. A single nanometer is 1/1000th of 1 meter, so it's not visible to the naked eye.
What? But I can see it.
That's because the thread is made of budding multiple CNTs. I've also enhanced your vision so that you'd be able to see it. By the way, CNTs are extremely durable. They're elastic and are hard to break, and it's said that their theoretical maximum tensile strength is 50 times that of steel. Anyway, where's the other end of this CNT connected?
Wait, is that leading out the room? Oh no, it's the switch. That way. Over by the red lamp. Oh, so when we turned the lights back on, it triggered it. What's this?
It's the light switch.
The CNT is tied to it. The CNT extending from the corpse was threaded through the ceiling beam and tied to the light switch. But then what caused the blackout? That's the other question. And also, so the corpse appeared there, but you wouldn't be able to tie something at the nanomolecular level to a fucking light switch, would you? Unless it was like already, and is that saying that like someone did it while they were there? Because the body appeared later. It wasn't there to start with. So like how... Huh.
Okay, it looks like we're pretty much done investigating here. Using the clues we've gathered so far, we should be able to solve the mystery.
You mean the mystery of how Jin's body appeared? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yup.
The truth reenacted allows you to find the truth within the information you have gathered. Answer Tama's questions with the best answer. Only by correctly answering her questions will the truth be reenacted.
Let's get on that now. First thing about the power outage when the body first appeared. What was it really? Was it really just a power outage?
I was wondering about that too. The lights came back on way too quickly. Plus, if the power did go out, the stream would have cut out at the same time.
But the stream went on, no problem.
So it wasn't an outage. The lights were just switched off.
So how did the lights get turned off?
Well, I think I know what did it. How did the lights get turned off? With the switch? Like,
that's the switch that powers the lighting.
Yeah, let's not overthink this. Someone simply walked up and flipped the switch.
But no one was near the switch when the lights went out. Let's try to think of something else.
How were the lights turned off? The answer button by the contestant's seat is actually...
That's not a light switch.
Was it the body? The CNT extending from the corpse was threaded through the ceiling beam and tied to the light switch. There were bundled CNTs tied to the body. They were routed through the ceiling beams and onto the light switch.
But a dead body can't pull strings.
No, but it can fall. From the ceiling, I mean.
Now that you mention it, I thought I heard something hit the floor right after the lights went out.
The body fell from the ceiling and tugged on the CNT, which caused the light switch to turn off.
So, on to the next question. The corpse was hidden up in the ceiling, right? Then how did it fall?
How did the corpse fall down? Is it the rigor mortis soften? The CNT attached to the switch was pulled. But that wouldn't... Would it? Would that make it? No, because it would need to stay... It's still attached to the beam. The ceiling beams weren't damaged. And the culprit wouldn't have been up there because we would have seen them, right? Someone would have been... Okay, well, it's either the culprit dropped it or rigor mortis softened. So let's try the rigor mortis soften first. Rigor mortis was already fading on the body and had somewhat softened by the time it was found. The culprit used the mechanism of the body softening after rigor mortis. The body must have been placed up on the ceiling like a bridge between two beams. It would stay up there for a while the body was still stiff. But as time passed and the rigor mortis lessened, the corpse softens. And that's what made it fall down. Now, for the final question, why did the body explode and burn? Well, that can be explained by using X-ray mode. Inside the corpse is, the fuel. Oh shit, fuck, god damn it. It's because of the contraption set up in the body. The ignition agent combusted from the impact of the body hitting the ground, and the fire went up and coiled the fuse and onto the substance that triggered the thermite reaction. The substance was eventually ignited, causing a huge explosion. So that interval between the fall and explosion was because of the time it took for the fire to reach the end of the fuse. I get it. It was hard to find traces of that trick because it was such an analog method. Alright, I think I started to figure things out here. So you can turn off the VR space now. No, not yet. This was just a rehearsal. We still have the main show. What do you mean? We're reenacting the culprit's actions. Are you telling me to do that? You're the only actor here, aren't you? Actor? So, I'm Tama, the director of the camera operator. The director and camera operator. Now that I'm in the director's chair, I'm not going to tolerate shabby acting, so keep that in mind. Are we recording something?
Of course we are. We're testing a theory here, so we need to create something that can be viewed objectively.
I have no idea what you're going on about. Shut your stupid mouth, you third-rate bit part actor! Are you too much of a moron to figure this out without the director having you to tell everything, or having the director tell you everything? But just zip it and play the culprit. If you're doing this, we're going for the Macadamy Award. Macadamy? Like the nuts? Enough! Let's get started. Ready? Action! Hi, I'm the culprit who killed Jin. Now, prepare to witness an amazing show featuring this corpse. Not only is your acting amateurish, but I didn't even understand what kind of character you were trying to play here. I am an amateur! Well, this is just the beginning, so I'll give you a pass for now. Let's start with the positioning of the body. Where and how was it placed? Well... it was right here. The body was placed so it hung like a bridge between two beams. You can place it like this because it was stiff from rigor mortis. So, that's how they did the light trick. Carbon nanotubes, CNT, were tied to the body. The CNT went up to the beams and extended downward on the light switch. CNT is too thin to be seen with the naked eye, so no one noticed it. I've got it all set up. Now I just need to wait for the rigor mortis to subside. Hey, aren't you supposed to be in character? Boy, I sure hope that corpse gets softened soon. It needs to be soft and squishy, like an octopus. This scene makes no sense. I'm cutting it out. You made me do it! And after time passed, rigor mortis began to subside. The body falls, and the impact sets off the ignition agent inside. The fire travels up the fuse line. Soon after, a staff member turns on the lights. Bam! A body appears, as if teleported in out of nowhere. Sometime later, the burning fuse inside the body reaches the explosives. And that is the truth behind the corpse's sudden appearance and explosion. Cut! Good work. I've got some nice footage of the reenactment. I still don't understand why the acting was necessary. That was goofy. I did like that, though. That's a new feature. I like the investigation mode. Oh, I forgot we were, like, at the park. It all makes sense now. The corpse didn't teleport here after all. Of course it didn't. Though the culprit obviously wanted it to seem that way. Half the body just suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Okay, but here's the thing. How the fuck do we explain the other half of his body appearing 6 years later and not decayed or anything? Did they just keep it in a cold storage? Half of body just suddenly appearing out of nowhere, just like the Philadelphia experiment. Someone went through all the trouble to make it look like something strange occurred. I think they also wanted to draw as much attention as possible to that sign, all so they could spread that QR video. Oh. Anything cool around here? I guess not. About the time rigor mortis would subside, the culprit must have wanted the body to fall during the live stream, right? It would have been pointless otherwise, but could they really predict when rigor mortis would dissipate so accurately? The culprit didn't put the corpse up on the ceiling beams while it was completely stiff. It'd have to have been after the body had started to soften, just slightly. That way, they could estimate that the body would fall in a few hours or so.
The stream was scheduled for a whole 6 hours. The culprit was fine as long as the body fell sometime during that period.
About the reason why the corpse's cross-section was facing downward. That body fell from the studio ceiling, and it fell sideways when it landed. The culprit's plans would have been ruined. Yes, like you said, it would have been pointless unless the sign was standing erect, just like a man's you-know-what. Again with the joke? Besides, it's not useless when it's not erect. Exactly. What? There was another purpose to the sign. It's the same reason darts and rockets have tails. I get it. The cut surface would naturally face the ground because of the sign. It would mean to control the body's posture as it fell. Why did the culprit blow up the corpse?
Their goal was to make it seem like a supernatural phenomenon. That's why they couldn't leave the CNT on the scene.
Because it would give away the trick. Right. So that's why they caused the thermite reaction and dropped the CNT.
CNT is highly flammable carbon material. It doesn't stand a chance against 3,000 degree temperature, but it bonds with oxygen and creates carbon dioxide, which helps extinguish the flame.
So, to wrap it all up, the culprit's motive was to make this seem like a supernatural phenomenon to spread the QR video, right?
I don't know if that's all there is to it, but probably.
I wonder why Jin was chosen.
Who knows?
Where could his left side be?
It hasn't been found yet. Anyway, starting our search with the people who might have the intel we need is a #1 rule of investigation.
Right? Like who?
Jin's right half was in the studio ceiling the whole time we were shooting the show. There must be someone who knew about it, or at least noticed it.
You mean the director Chinpei Wagai?
Right.
Where is he now?
I've tracked him down using his smartphone GPS. He's in Akihabara right now, at a maid cafe. Sunfish Pocket.
Everyone goes to damn Sunfish Pocket. God damn it. Why is everyone going to Sunfish Pocket? Tama's standing there, or it seems so. I should probably save. I think it's that time. What's my evaluation looking like? Class up. Ball up. These costumes were added to bonus. Mizuki outfit, Ryuki outfit. Cat ears. Oh, dude, I gotta get the cat ears. Come on now. All it took is, like, one other trophy to get the rank up? That's crazy. Oh, wait. Did I get a few trophies? Hold on. Oh, I did. What is this? Listen to Ryuki's weird song. No idea where he got that from. No folk anthem. Nice, okay. So there is also, like, special little trophies you can get. I kind of want to go, I want to, like, peep this every once in a while, you know? This is Tama's room. You can communicate with Tama and ask for life advice, or dress her in different clothes.
You have the privilege of entering my room because you're special.
Tama, let's talk about something normal for once.
Oh, so vanilla kinks then? Sure, we can talk about that.
I mean, I'm into feet, so, and, well, you know how that shit goes. She was rubbing on my dick with her toes. You know how that shit goes. You know how that shit goes. Life advice.
Worried about school?
I'm not in school. I live in a society?
Is that so? Worried about work?
Oh, so these are more like personal questions. Oh, so it's more like she's counseling me as the player. Okay. Worried about work? Not really, no. Yes. Worried about work? I guess that's right. Alright, let's see where this goes. You don't like work? It's not fun, it's tough, it's hard. It's hard? That must be tough. Maybe because you just started. It's hard for beginners. They just don't know how. If that happens, don't be shy. Just ask. There's a first for everyone. Well, thanks, Tama. I'm glad you gave me actual real-life advice to me. Let's see what kind of outfits you got. Cosplay is good, too. Come, I will be your opponent. Oh, damn. Nice like yukata. This white part, you can paint it whatever color you want. So that's Iba's fit, and then she's got, okay. Head. Shark movies aren't really horror. They're basically their own genre. It's a mask that makes you want to run a death game for 9 people. Yeah, looks good. Oh, so she does have just like, yeah, about like the hat. Hat looks good. I don't know if I'll change anything. Besides, it doesn't really matter because until I clear a chapter, I can't. You don't have costumes in this category. Okay. Okie doke. Thanks, Tama. Thanks for the life advice, Shugums. What's our flowchart looking like? Because we're technically in a new chapter. Once you clear Somnium, you can select the unlimited sync with no time limit? Bro. Oh, so maybe they allow you to like actually like do everything outside of what you need to do. Well, that's cool. Nice. Okay. Well, obviously we had a branching path, so we're going down path A. Okay, you can view the summary. All right. Well, I don't really need to do that. We know what's happening. Okay. Oh, we don't. Let's get on with it. Sure. Let's get on with it. Maid Cafe Sunfish Pocket, February 11th, Monday, 23:30. Just like I remembered. Oh, but they have like all the like models now. There he is. Oh shit. Oh fuck, what the hell? Oh damn. Wait, what the hell? He's got a fucking gun. What the hell? Boom. Duck your shit. Did you really just dodge a bullet? Ain't no way that's how it works. Boom. Don't you know I'm the master of QTEs? Boom. Rah! So anyway, I started blasting. Like, what the fuck, dude? Oh, calm down. You're in like a public area. Firing your gun here? Are you insane? There are customers and staff here.
My bad.
An apology isn't gonna cut it.
Several people have called the authorities. The local police should be here soon.
Hey, can't you just let me go?
What?
I told you my girl's pregnant, right? I can't go to jail. That's why I accepted his offer in the first place. I needed money to take care of my kid.
Accepted whose offer?
Some guy named Terror. I don't know his real name. I haven't seen his face or heard his voice either. And all my contact with him was through Niall.
What did he ask you to do?
He said,
I want to borrow your studio for an hour, so on the 10th, before you start prepping for your stream. Do not let anyone near the studio during this time. That includes you. All you need to do is keep the entrance unlocked. That's all. I'll pay $5 million. If everything goes well, I'll pay you on the night of the 11th.
So me and the staff haven't met this Terror guy at all. I don't know what happened in the studio either. I had no idea that was gonna happen.
Come to class 3A at Sakaba High. You'll get your money there. Class 3A at Sakaba High? Ryuki. Yeah, let's go. Damn. I wasn't ready for that shit to get crazy. Like, dude, I'm just here to get some information. No need to be all hostile, bro. Sakaba High, February 11th, Monday, 23:55. I'm guessing it's not money. Yeah, I kind of figured it wasn't gonna be money. But damn, Chikara already? Sheesh.
The director of Horodori Institute of Genetics. Chikari Horodori.
Did I keep saying Chikari? It's Chikara. Fucking Christ, man. I've probably been saying it wrong this whole time. No way. It can't be. Bum, bum, bum. Obviously, they needed to silence him because we found Naixatloz through his shit, so there was some connection there. But it also means Naixatloz is connected to it somehow, even though she said she wasn't. Because why the fuck would he need to be silenced then? Nothing to be done. Ryuki Chapter 2. Hey, Akume Shrine. Akume Shrine, February 12th, Tuesday, 10:15.
Mr. Date told me about this shrine. This place is so full of nature, just like Yoyagi Park. It's just calming here. I see.
Tama, would you mind giving me some support?
What do you mean? I've been thinking about Chikara's murder. Are you sure you're okay, Ryuki?
What do you mean?
I feel like all of this has been taking a huge mental toll on you.
I'm fine. More importantly, can you recreate the crime scene for me? I just need to close my eyes, right?
Yeah, but... Fine. I'll play along. You are technically my master. I can't disobey your orders.
Thanks. Let's start then. Damn, I was hoping for the 5 million. But all I got was half a dead body. Also, how was it sticking in the wall like that? It's perfect, just like the real thing.
I learned how to do 3D modeling in a correspondence course back when I was a student. My grandma told me I should learn a skill set.
What? You have relatives? I thought you were just an AI. Well, I guess maybe the Wadget system has like sons and daughters too or something. Like everyone's kind of born from the Wadget system, so maybe that's what she means. Student's desk, no clues.
Ryuki, can you not rub your face on it?
I'm not! It's a chair, nothing else of note. Window. It's a blackboard, there's nothing particular about it. Lockers, nothing suspicious. It's monitor. Teacher's desk, nothing suspicious. Classroom door. Okay, so clearly I'm just supposed to investigate his corpse.
Chikara's right side. The cross section is stuck right into the blackboard.
What's the estimated time of death?
Based on the time the body was discovered, that would mean it about 4 hours ago.
So around 8 p.m. on February 11th, right around the time we were meeting with Tokiko.
I'm sorry, Ryuki. This might freak you out, but there's something I have to tell you. Will you hear me out?
What?
The thing is, this corpse is so cowardly that it has no guts.
What?
I know! That was so bad. That was so bad. The joke was over before I even said it. But I just had to do it. I mean, look, the corpse is completely missing its guts. I couldn't let the chance pass me by. The reason the corpse is on the blackboard is because it doesn't have internal organs anymore. The open space inside the body has a lower pressure than outside. It's similar to how suction cups work.
Are you... So wait, like the husk of his body is acting like the suction to the blackboard? So he's not just like super glued on there. He's actually just like fucking like slapped on there. Slap it all with the might of Zeus. This isn't a fucking wet paper napkin. Slap the corpse onto the fucking wall. Like, like what the hell?
Looks like there isn't any other clues here.
Well, what good was fucking going into that shit? What did we learn? We learned nothing.
Well, satisfied.
Maybe. About the Nile message Terror sent Chimpei.
I think he was lying about the money. Terror probably wanted someone to find Chikara's body.
You mean he wanted Chimpei to find it?
Not necessarily. It might have been for the police. Terror might have predicted that someone from the police would contact Chimpei.
What about the security cameras at Seikaba High?
I checked the footage. I didn't see anyone suspicious. Of course, that place is huge, so there are plenty of areas the security cameras don't cover.
Any cameras on campus?
None. Do you remember what Gen said? The security at Seikaba High is completely lacking.
Oh, right, because he just walked in the front door. Is Terror the culprit?
That's my assumption. I can't think of any other suspects.
Just who is this Terror?
He wouldn't be having much of trouble if I wouldn't be having this much trouble if I knew that.
It can't be Tokiko, can it? Tokiko was with me at Chikara's time of death, and she was in Okinawa during the incident with Jin.
Yeah, at the very least, it seems unlikely that she did it personally.
But something has been bothering me. I feel like Tokiko is involved somehow. Chikara was a member of Nax, and he knew about Bats 490. That's not all. The appearance of Jin's corpse was made to seem like a paranormal phenomenon, as if the same thing from the Philadelphia experiment had happened.
After all, we are living in nothing but a simulation, a false world created by a program. Could she have done all this to give her claim credibility?
I don't know, but it's possible. Yo, why her shit jiggle when she just breathing, dog? In any case, let's go see Tokiko. I have to talk to her.
Understood. We've come this far. I'll back you up until you're satisfied.
God, dude. It's so hard playing a horny woman, man. Like, fuck. I see they didn't want to hold back on the horniness of this game. They full sent it. They're like, fuck, why don't we just have a character that has sexual innuendos all the time and then say that we don't have sexual innuendos? Nax Japan branch, February 12th, Tuesday, 11:20. Back again, I see.
I've been expecting you. I thought you would be arriving soon.
What do you mean?
I mean, I knew you would come see me.
Can you stop with that crip shit, dog? Anything of note?
The symbol of Nax. The nonupal X. There are 4 unseen X's hidden within. They represent the truth of the world you live in. That is yet another meaning behind the nonupal X, or the nonupal X.
4 unseen X's. Do you know someone named Chimpei Wagai?
No, I don't.
Then do you know about Terror?
I've heard the name on the news. Yes. This is about the culprit, is it not?
Yes, but
I have absolutely no idea who it could be. I'm sorry I can't help you, but...
Jin's right half didn't teleport. I've solved the mystery, Miss Shigure. Jin's right half didn't teleport. It was just made to seem that way. It should have been obvious when you think about it. Teleportation. That's impossible. We live in a simulation? This is a fake world created by a program? Impossible. Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. Just a ludicrous myth like UFOs, ghosts, and Kappa. Kappa aren't like supernatural? Well, I like how they refer to Kappa as like all the supernaturals. Like there's like a billion supernatural phenomenon. Actually, I highly recommend if you're like super into like Japanese like myth, folklore, and like supernatural. I say like supernatural myth. Ghostwire Tokyo is a really fucking cool game. There's so much like yokai stuff and like supernatural like Japanese folklore myth stuff in there. Like it's a really cool game. I highly recommend it. Maybe I'll play it at one point, but I don't know, because it's a very like it's an open world game, so like you know how I feel about open world games. There's just too much to do, and I'd be playing the game for like 7 years before I finish it. So I'm sure there are people who'd like to believe in these things, and there are groups who profit by making people believe.
Mr. Ryuki, it appears as though there's been some misunderstanding. We of Nax have nothing to do with this.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? All the pieces would fit together if Nax is the one that made the QR video. The falsified paranormal phenomenon. What was written on the signboard? All of it advances your agenda. Could it be that you wanted to spread the QR video by showing that sign along with the corpse on stream?
As I've told you, we are not the ones who made the QR video.
What is the purpose of the QR video in the first place?
Are you saying there's some message urging people to join Nax in it?
About Chikara's murder.
I know of the incident, of course. However,
yes, I know you have an alibi. We were here, having a conversation during the time of Chikara Hidori's death. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're completely innocent. You are the president of Nax. Surely you have plenty of subordinates who could do your bidding.
Are you implying I ordered someone to kill him?
It's a possibility.
And what would my motive be?
Well...
Remember what Tokiko said. Chikara Hidori is an avid believer of the Order of Percent. Their order and Nax are heading in completely different directions.
Perhaps Nax and Order of Percent are hostile. I see. You're suggesting there was a conflict between organizations. It is true that Nax and the Order of Percents have differing beliefs. However, we are not at odds with one another. Both organizations believe in simulation theory. In that respect, we are comrades. What do Nax and Order of Percent believe in? We are living in a simulation, a false world. And from this false world we seek emancipation. That is what Nax believes. On the other hand, the Order of Percent, we are living in a simulation, a false world, but they wish to remain imprisoned within it. Forever. Forever? Forever and ever and ever and ever. Mr. Ryuki, have you ever played an open world game where you play as a criminal? A game that lets you rob, murder, blow things up, leave a trail of debris wherever you go. Oh man, it's like GTA. An absurd, heinous game where you can freely commit all sorts of horrible crimes. I've never played anything like that, but I know what you mean. Then you can understand. This is a false world created by someone. Then the Order of Percents believe that they can do whatever they wish. To them, this place is a true utopia, a dream world where they're allowed to do anything they want, with no real consequences. That's why they want to live here forever? Exactly. I get it. That's why Chikara was researching immortality. In theory, using Purge, even immortality is achievable. The ultimate dream that humanity has been yearning for thousands of years. It will soon become a reality. What do you think? Isn't it wonderful? About Chikara's research on immortality. I'm aware that Chikara was very peculiar about immortality. However, I will say one thing. One must not believe in eternal youth. Eternal youth is a lie. By the way, Mr. Ryuki, do you remember what you said earlier? Simulation theory is nothing but occult nonsense. That is clearly false. The simulation theory is not occult. It falls within the realm of science. In fact, my esteemed scientists have given serious thought to the matter. The theory was originally proposed by a Swedish philosopher. However, the concept has been around since long ago, even as far back as the days of Plato and Zhuangzi. These are the many of illusion. At least, there is no way to prove it isn't illusion. There are great people throughout history who have held such ideas. But there's no way to prove it is an illusion either, is there? No, there is plenty of science to support it. The holographic principle, theory of relativity, the measurement problem in quantum theory can also be considered proof. The Swedish philosopher's claim. I'd like to ask you one thing. Beings that are far more intelligent and advanced than we humans, do you believe a civilization of such beings exists anywhere in this world? And by this world, I mean all possible worlds in the entire universe, including those outside of our own. Well, somewhere out there, probably. I agree. Taking that into consideration, we've left with three possibilities. 1. Civilization hasn't reached a level of technology advanced enough to create a simulation that can be distinguished from reality. 2. Civilization has reached a level of technology advanced enough to accomplish this, but hasn't for some reason. 3. Civilization has reached a level of technology and has no strong reason not to use it. Therefore, they've proceeded with creating an intricate simulation. Which of these do you think is most likely? Are you saying it's 3? That is what famous Swedish philosopher believed, at least. He further explains that civilization must have run simulations millions of trillions of times, in which case it would make sense to believe our world would be included in one of those simulations. You're saying it's far more likely that we're one of the countless simulated worlds, rather than a world that exists in the one and only reality. Do I have that right? Yes. Additionally, the simulation in the real world may be a simulation itself, but like the Matryoshka doll, just so you know, but be a simulation itself, kind of like a Matryoshka doll. Just so you know, I'm not saying it. I believe in the simulation theory. The simulation theory isn't too credible because of this Matryoshka aspect. The holographic principle. Even light cannot escape a black hole. I'm sure you've heard this before. Information is the same. It cannot escape the black hole. It's known that the amount of information trapped in this way is not derived from a volume of the black hole, but the surface area. Considering this, you can conclude the information in a three-dimensional space is stored in the boundary of its two-dimensional surface. In other words, all information stored in the universe is encoded in a single flat plane, just like a hologram. Regarding gravity and other physical processes, they can be completely accounted for through the laws of physics defined by a boundary surface. Let's take a character from an action game. For example, you're talking a lot about games. Do you like video games? Oh my god, oh, this certainly isn't some fucking copyright bullshit. Nintendo, close your eyes. When that character falls, you may think he was pulled into the ground by gravity. However, gravity does not actually exist in the game world. Only code that was written in the program. The character's body is merely made to show that it fell based on the code. You think this world is the same? The holographic principle is not a theory. It's a principle. It has already been mathematically proven. The processing speed problem. Say this world really is a simulation, then that would mean the computer or something that's running the simulation exists somewhere, right? But it doesn't seem realistic that everything that happens in the universe could be derived by calculation. Yes, you are right. However, there is no need to calculate every phenomenon, only what observers see and experience. Take the measurement problem in quantum theory. It explains the inexplicable phenomenon observed in the double-slit experiment. Quantum matter appears as particles when observed, and as waves when not observed. For the latter, its position cannot be specified because it exists as a stochastic wave. Therefore, it must be calculated and processed as an entire wave, and this is possible to reduce. The faster the object moves, or as the effects of gravity increase along with its increase in mass, time progresses slowly, as I'm sure you know. And that's related to processing speed? Yes, when the load during calculation is increased, a phenomenon akin to a processing failure occurs. That is why nothing can exceed the speed of light. The calculation wouldn't be able to catch if acceleration is infinite. Let me explain the double-split experiment. We shoot a ray of light toward a board that splits in two and with a screen behind it. This causes the rays to be distorted like the stripes. This is because the light has the property of waves. Then, what would happen if I shot light molecules at one time? The light molecules would show up on a dot on the screen. By continuously dotting this, the stripes reappear. Why is that? The light molecules are only being shot one by one, so the board shouldn't have an effect. The next part of the experiment was done using a detection device to see which slit molecule went through. This caused the stripes to disappear and only 2 lines appeared on screen. Isn't that interesting? When it's not being observed, they appear as waves, but as soon as you try to observe it, they appear as lines. This is the gist of the detection problem in molecular theory. There is so much fucking science to this game, like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on, bro. Like, goddamn. Alright, anywho. This is a bit too complicated for me.
I see. Then let us leave it at that. In any case, there is no denying that the simulation theory is true. But unlike Chikara, I have no interest in the concept of immortality, because my objective is to tear at the seams of this world and emancipate us all.
So you mean dying?
No. Death and emancipation are completely different. I have no desire to commit suicide, though I would be fine with dying at any time.
Because this world isn't real.
There is that, yes. However, there is another reason. If I wish to do so, I can resurrect myself.
Wow!
living in a false world created by a program. Therefore, if we can rewrite its code, we can recreate miracles. Like reincarnation, or even bringing someone who has already passed back to life.
Has this woman lost it? Ryuki, you were right. There are clearly a lot of reasons to be suspicious of Tokiko. Yeah, let's check a wink sink. Damn, this bitch bad shit crazy. Are we gonna sync with her? Are we bringing her into HQ?
I saw everything. If you don't do as I say, I'm sure you know where this is going.
What is this?
Looks like Tokiko is blackmailing someone.
What is it she saw?
I don't know. This is as far as we can get through WinkSync. Then, yes, let's get deeper into her mind using a regular sync.
I'm placing you under arrest!